Hi, welcome back once again in lesson 2. So, this is the extension part in this lesson that I haven't included initially. So, I thought of it to include it because many students may face issues in understanding with a topic called the patterns. So, in programming, sometimes you are being given with different kind of patterns. So, those patterns are one they are very useful to understand the logic of multi-dimensional arrays as well as nested loops. Okay, we will have a look at the simple patterns. So we will discuss two patterns in this video. I hope this will help you in getting started with patterns. So let's have a look. So first of all, let me recall you that what is a multi-dimensional array. So for instance, I have got here a two-dimensional array here, so which has rows and columns as well. So whenever you are talking about patterns, so they will be always given in a situation where you will have rows as well as columns. So for example, if I have a half pyramid pattern, so it will be like in first row one static, in second row two static, and in third row I will have three statics. Okay, so this is the concept behind it. We are not going to use obviously arrays. You can use them, but we are going to use simple print statement and nested loops. Okay, so but this is very necessary to visualize it as a matrix. Okay, so let's see. So pattern is a good practice to understand multi-dimensional arrays. Working mostly, we are used to use a two-dimensional arrays. Many students find it very confusing at first. So let's discuss patterns in C++. So first of all, I have a pattern that is a half pyramid. So one thing that helped me understanding patterns was looking at patterns row-wise, not column-wise. For example, if I tell you that look at this pattern column wise. So you will say that in first column I have 5 stars, second column I have 4 stars. If you work on it for 3 hours and still you are imagining it as a column, maybe you will just find a program by luck, okay, but it is not going to work always. Okay, so you have to imagine them as by row wise. So you will say that in first row I have one element printed, and then in second row I have two elements printed, and in third row, and so on. Next step is that try dry run. So what does dry run means? That you have a pencil or pen and page and try to dry run, sketch it and visualize it, visualize some loops as well, and then try to implement that as well. Then have different kind of solutions in your mind, and then start implementing them in your compiler to see what happens. So these were some of the tips that you can follow while understanding the pyramids. So now let's have a look at the half pyramid implementation in our compiler. Let's go. So I have a code blocks open here. Let's start by a simple header files using namespace std. Okay, and it may. So first of all, we will just keep the number of rows fixed. So I will say that we have just to keep things simple, we will say that we have integer rows is equals to 3. Okay, so if it works for 3, it will work for any other amount of data as well, and we hope so, and we will test it. Okay, so don't get worry about it. So listen to it and visualize it and see carefully. Okay, let's see. So first thing first is see the image. Let me show you the image. We have first row with one static, second row with two static, third row with three static. So this means that I have to use one loop for rows access, so that is clear, and another loop for this these column matrix. I told you na, you have to visualize it like a matrix. So another row for this column operations. Now I see. So if you just look at it focusly, you can observe that we have only one element printed, and you can say for first row I have the number is equals to 1. Okay, for second row I have the number is equals to 2. So what can be that number? Oh yes, I can use a number like I and j relationship. Let's see what works for us. So for loop, if I say integer I is equals to 1, why? Because I have something in it for the first time. You can use 0, but I will tell you that use 1 because it will be helpful in printing a pyramid, a half pyramid with numbers like 1 1 1 in first column, 2 2 2 in second column. Oh, if you have a situation where you have to print 0 zeros in first column, so you can use 0. So if it is 1 0, understand the logic behind it. Don't go on the number. Okay, so I is less than or equals to number of rows. Now why we are using number of rows equal sign? Because now we are starting from index 1. So let me tell you again, visualize it like a matrix. Okay, now we have I is less than or equals to number of rows, so that is clear, and I plus plus. So what it will do, that it will start the values from 1 and then it will be incremented by 1 as well up until number of rows. Now let's see, for integer j is equals to 1. Let's say it also starts from 1. Okay, and j is less than. So what should I use here? What is the relation between j and I? Okay, let's see. For first row, only one thing is printed. For second row, only 2 things is printed. For third row, only 3 things is printed. If you observe, there is a relation. What is that relation? J is used for column. J is used for columns. Okay, if j is used for columns, you can see in first it is 1, in second it is 2, in third it is 2, 3. So it means that for first row it should have first column, 1 column. For second row it should have 2 columns. For third row it should have 3 columns in the pattern. So now we have a relation. It says j should be less than or equals to I. So for first line it is 1, for second line it is 2, for third line it is 3. Now j should be incremented by plus plus. And what we want to print is cout is equals to steric sign. Okay. Now let's run this program. I know this is not going to be a pattern, but let's run this program. Okay, we have something. Okay, what we should expect total number of steric signs? 1 2 3. So like we should have 1 2 3. So 1 3 and 6. Okay, let's count this. 1 2 3 4 5 6. It's okay. It's okay. One issue we have, that it should be printed in the next line after each and every iteration. So let's have a look. So if you print it here in next line, you will face an issue. What is that issue going to be? That you will have a next line after each column, and you do not want that. You want every row to be executed with every column, then next row. Okay, so that means we do not want it here. We will have cout next line, \n is used for next line as well. Now let's see. Alright, we have got our pattern. Now let's arrange it in much more better way. So cout number of rows, and cin we will get rows. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. We will cut it from here. We have to redeclare it here. Okay. And we will just remove this data. Now let's see. Will it work for any number of rows? Sorry. Now let's run. I say 5. 1, 2, 3. Good. I say 10. So it is working. Our first half pyramid is working. So maybe you want something else. Maybe you want 1, 1, 1 in each row. So you can print I. So this will be all 1, 1, 1. 1. I. Is I? Oh, sorry. It should be I then. Okay. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Because for first row, second row, third row, fourth row. So first row I value is 1, for second row I value is 2. Now if you want every column to have some different value, so you can say J. So you have a high pyramid of a pattern with a column 1 is equals to 1, column 2 is equals to 2. So you learned about 3 patterns in just one program. So this I think so should be really helpful. Now let's look at the another pattern as well. Now this is an inverted half pyramid pattern and we will use 1, 1, 1 to visualize. First of all we will use it static and then we will use half pyramid. Now let's observe what is the relation between, what can be the possible relation between this pyramid and this pyramid. The relation can be that it is the inverted. First of all, it is inverted of that. So this means that we will use the reverse logic of the first, okay, where it started from 1 and it goes up to the number of rows. Then here we can say that it should start from number of rows up to 1. So that is the logic. This is the only logic that is going to be changed in this pattern. So let's have a look. So first of all, just replace it. Steric sign. And let's just change things. So the I should start from rows and it should be greater than or equals to what? 1. Because we have to decrement now, okay, from larger amount to lower amount. So we use the decrement concept. Now it will start from number of rows. Let's say for instance if it is 3 only, so it will start from 3. So 3 here. Now the value of 3 is this. Now the J has a value of 3, so it will print 3 static in first row, 2 static in second row, and this. Let's see. 3. Good. Oh, nice. And we have 5. It is inverted static, and we can replace it with what? We can say that we have a space, this, and we can have J. We have got our inverted numbers list. So this was it for patterns understanding. So remember, do visualize it only row wise. So I hope it will help you understand nested loops as well as somehow 2D matrices as well. So if there is any other question, you may ask from me. So I hope you guys liked this tutorial. So I'll see you guys in the next one. See you there. Thanks.